Giant wheelbarrow, knees on the back platform, hands gripping the sides of your carriage. You're in a kneeling push-up position. I want you to squeeze your glutes, tuck your tailbone, and really squeeze your inner thighs as well so that you can get the most core activation possible. Make sure that your ears and your shoulders are very far away from each other. And I want you to feel the relaxation in your facial muscles and in your traps, your upper traps. I also want you to activate your palms, just like the same sensation you might have when you're pressing your palms away in a push-up. So palms activated, fingers activated. If your fingers are relaxed, that means that your upper back muscles will be relaxed too. So activate your fingers as well. Send that carriage out slowly as far as you can without having your shoulders creep up next to your ears. And then slowly pull the carriage right back in until your shoulders and your wrist align with each other. Every time that you're pulling that carriage in, I want you to inhale, exhale, and squeeze your lower abs as hard as you can. Giant hip hinges. Hands are still grabbing the edges of the carriage. With the neutral spine, you're going to slowly bring your hips backwards, just like you'd be doing a squat. And then you bring your hips forward. So inhale, feel your deep core muscles and your hips pulling the carriage in. And you're slowly feeling the tension and resisting the tension as you come back down. This movement is helping you build a stronger connection with your hips. So the next time you do squats, you're going to be even stronger at them. Giant bear. Hands are still gripping the edges of the carriage, back in tabletop. You're on your toes. You're in a plank, and with your shoulders stacked on top of your wrist, you're slowly moving your hips backwards in space, bending your knees. Once your knees and hips align, you stop and you slowly resist the carriage tension right back out. If this move is too intense, I totally feel you. Just do the same exact movement on the knees. So as you're extending your legs out, I want you to feel your deep core muscles resisting that tension. That is how you are going to tear your core muscle fibers. So really resist that carriage trying to pull you swiftly to the front platform. You also need to activate your palms here, just like you felt your palms activating in the push-ups. You need to press your palms away so you're not sinking in your wrist. You press the palms away to feel your lats, your upper back muscles firing to keep your form super stable here. Come down now to your forearms. You are in a plank on your knees or on your toes, and we're going to be adding a saw. Inhale through your nose, sending the carriage and elbows out towards the front platform. Exhale, pulling your abs up to your spine, away from the floor. You are feeling the activation of your lats, so really focus on pressing your forearms away from that carriage and not sinking in your shoulder blades. We are prepping our lats for the scrambled egg series we have coming up shortly. Inhale through your nose, send the carriage out. Big exhale through your mouth, squeeze your abs, belly button up to the spine heartbreaker. Next up is giant plank to pike. So either forearms on that carriage or hands gripping the edge of the carriage. You're in a plank, and with a nice neutral spine, you're slowly piking your hips up towards your ceiling, and then you're slowly, with control, lowering your hips back down until you're back into that plank hold. Make sure that your shoulders are staying stacked on top of your forearms the entire time as you're picking your hips up and lowering them right back down. And make sure that your neck is following what your spine is doing. So as you pike up your hips, you're going to be looking at your knees but not cranking your neck. And as you bring the hips back down, the neck comes to neutral. If this exercise is too intense, you can always come down to the knees. Big inhale through your nose. Big, powerful exhale out through your mouth, pulling the belly button into the spine. Keep that breathing continuous in the core warm-up for today's class. Scrambled eggs. Make sure your blocks are at the sides of your carriage. I want your hands on the blocks, shoulders stacked on top of your wrists. I want your right knee on top of the platform and that strap on your left foot. So you're going to be slowly lowering down your left leg down towards the floor. Then your deep core muscles are slowly picking the carriage and the left leg right back up. So your shoulders and your hips should be creating a rectangle. I also want you to be leaning towards your left side because it's really easy in this exercise for you to want to sag in your right hip joint. So I also want you to think about as well that your right hip is stacked on top of right knee the entire time. If the hips are more in front of the knee, you're going to feel this in your wrists, but with the hip right on top of the knee, you're going to really feel your lower abs firing. This is an anti-rotational exercise. So the strap and the carriage are going to try to mess with the alignment of your hips and your shoulders, but you're trying with all of your might, all of your 360 core activation to resist the strap that's trying to pull your foot down. So big inhale through your nose as you lower your left leg down towards the floor. Then open your mouth, big exhale, squeeze your abs in, pull your belly button into the spine. The breathing is crucial here to find the deepest core activation possible. Relax your facial muscles and also relax your upper traps. This is all about the entire core firing. Frog kicks. I want you to put more of your weight into your right palm and keep your left hand a little bit more light. Open up your left hip, create an L shape with your left leg, and I want you to imagine that you're breaking through a wall with all four corners of your left foot. Imagine there is a wall behind you, and you're using your core, your glutes, and your hamstring strength to break through this wall. So big inhale through your nose as your left knee comes closer to your left elbow and really load your abs, squeeze your abs, and imagine you're smashing through that wall and then resisting that tension. So that carriage is trying to pull you in again, right? I want you to think about your left booty and hamstring slowing down the carriage as your left knee is coming back in. I want you to think of this frog kicks exercise as a sideline lunge. So it's such an amazing way to connect your core to your glute and your hamstring to fire all as one muscle. Clam lifts. Align your left knee with your left hip, flex your left foot, create an L shape with your left leg. Upper body still exactly the same as in frog kicks. And you're going to be lowering your left knee down towards your right knee. And with the strength of your side booty, that medial glute, and your core, you're lifting your left knee up towards your ceiling. So all the way down, and biggest range of motion you can get with your knee up towards your ceiling. If this feels really uncomfortable for you, make it a small range of motion and just know with time that your hips will open up. Inhale down, exhale, squeeze your belly button into the spine. Feel that side booty activating. Now bring both of your hands and the weight of your body equally onto your palms. Extend your left leg out from your left hip, and with your core tight, you're going to be circling. So pick a direction, and you're going to circle here for 30 seconds. So point your left toe like you are a ballerina, and I want you to keep your left heel around the area of your glutes. So don't drop your left heel too low next to your right knee. So you're circling it, feeling all the muscle fibers in that left glute lighting up. You are working the minimus, maximus, and medius part of your glute. You are very close to going to the other direction in 4, 3, 2, 1, and now go in the other direction. I want you to really have that mind-booty connection going on. So feel all the muscle fibers lighting up. Imagine in your glute, you probably have millions of muscle fibers. So circle it, circle it. If it's burning, tell yourself 5 more seconds and keep it going, Heartbreaker. Keep that core super tight. Inhale, exhale, abs in. Inhale, exhale, abs in.